Hi, it's Steve from PartSelect. Today we're going to show you how to change the bimetal thermal cutoff on your dishwasher. And it's a really easy job. All you're going to need is a number 15 Torx Bit, a pair of wire strippers and crimpers, and a small flat blade screwdriver. Let me show you how we do it. Since we'll be working near some electrical circuits, the first thing we need to do before we begin the repair is to disconnect power to the dishwasher. If it has a corded plug on it, simply remove that from the receptacle. And if it's hardwired, like most dishwashers will be, you'll need to locate the fuse or the circuit breaker and disconnect the power at that source. Next, we'll open the dishwasher door. And using our number 15 Torx Bit, we'll remove the top 6 screws around the console on some models. On others, we'll need to remove all of the screws so that we can access the controls inside. Take note that the length of the screws may differ. Typically the 4 across the top are a longer screw. And make sure that we hold that door together until we get all of the screws removed. At this point we can tilt that up and separate the inner and outer door panels so that we can access the controls. Now with the controls exposed, we'll look to find the existing thermal cutoff, and it'll have 2 large wires attached to it, one black one and one black with a white stripe on it. The first thing we'll do is we'll cut those wires about 1 inch back from the terminals, and then we're going to remove that old thermal cutoff. We'll go to that first tape joint, and we're going to unravel that tape. And we'll remove those 2 wires, pull them through that. And we'll retape that joint. Now at this point we can pry that thermal cutoff out of its holder. It should just pop right out. And then we can discard the old one. Next we'll strip back about 1/4 inch of wire from that existing harness. We'll twist those strands tightly. Then we'll insert those into the terminal block on the new thermal cutoff. Now the wires are color coded and the intention is to match them up, but it's not essential because they are not polarity sensitive. So we'll first begin by making sure that the terminal screws are loose enough to allow us to insert a new wire. Make sure the wires are fully inserted into the terminal block. We have no loose strands. And tighten the screw securely. It's important that we have a good electrical connection here. Just give the wire a little tug to make sure that it is secure. The same with the second wire. Now that we have both of those secure, we'll next mount the new thermal cutoff into the bracket, snap it into place. Make sure it's seated properly. And then we'll take the harness and connector, we'll tuck those away from the components, and using the 2 wire ties that came with the kit, we'll secure those to that wire bundle. Do that about 1 inch back from the actual connector. So we'll snug those wire ties up about 1 inch back from the actual terminal block. Make sure that that's tucked safely out of the way. And close that control housing up again. Make sure it fits snugly to the inner door panel. And then while supporting it, we'll install a couple of screws just to hold everything together. Now make sure all the screws are secure. Now we can reconnect the power and our repair is complete. I told you it was an easy job. Thanks for watching and good luck with your repair.